We are back and had some sleep. So we're going to dive back in. We did the close button yesterday, but I was pretty tired. I think we left some stuff unfinished. Um, so let's finish stuff up and relating to close and also do the maximize button just to have a couple actions. I didn't, again, I'm trying to not to prepare before these very much and not, you know exactly what I'm going to do, so it's a little bit more natural. Maybe that'll change over time. Um, where are we at? Let's go. Let's just run it and see what we got. Um, I feel like the size is off a little. I don't like that that's black still. Should we? I don't know if I want to waste time. Oh, and we got a memory leak. Okay. So we're not closing a window. Well, I'm assuming that's why right there. Because we, at one point, let's look at the app. We removed the window destruction itself. Go close. Am I crazy? Server window close. So we're not killing the full window here. We need to do that. I think we have a do we have server window? Yeah, this. We call that function destroy and drop the count. This isn't fully functional because when we have multiple windows, we're gonna leave some like when we need to bring the window to the front, then do it, then this could work. But we also need to be able to close windows that aren't at the front. I think, like if an application can it close itself? Either way, this is pretty bad because we have an array and um, no, we don't. Yeah, it's just an array actually. And so after if we remove one from the middle, we need to get rid of that blank spot and drop the count. But for now, this is all right. So let's just fix this bug. Where was it? Oh, is this static? Where are we using that? Oh, that was from the close button. I actually might have done that right after the video. The close button. Yeah, I did. So we can make it public or just move this up for now and keep it static. I'm going to do that. And we're just going to forward declare it. Again, do we want to keep the prefix even if it's static? I don't know yet. Do we want to make it consistent? if we're gonna make one of them consistent, I think it should be that one. Destroy. All right, let's see if. All right, cool, bug fixed. What were we gonna do? Clean it up a little. Clean up the visuals a little. I don't know how much time we want to spend on that, but it just doesn't feel great, honestly. I don't know why. Does the title bar include? Let's just look. I kind of like that being bigger. What was it? 24. Is 24 too big? I don't think so. We got padding plus the button is 24. Oh yeah, because there's top padding, then the button, and then the title bar height, including the button. So there's 8 more pixels below for padding. Let's. Do we draw here? No, we draw. No, not here either. Server. What if we just draw white? I mean, that looks better already, but you're missing the black border. We're just going to draw a couple lines, brute force it. Indirect. What's the draw line? Horizontal. What does it need? Surface, XY, length, and color. So the X, horizontal, that's the same as the box. But we are drawing. This is where it gets wonky because the content in content border, we draw the content border, and then inside of that, we draw the content. This, we're drawing the square for the handle, and then inside, not inside of it, but over it, we're drawing a border. But for a handle, same with the buttons, but I think for this, it might be okay. Because we're basically overlapping the thing that we're framing. But unless you want to have all these extra recs saying where to draw this stuff, or you do that, and you do this, like you modify it and subtract 1 for a border kind of thing. I don't know. I don't love it. The length is this the length of the button? Handle. Oh no, this is gonna draw over, I think. No color. Yeah, it's overdrawn. This could be a couple constants, but handle, no. The hell is it? What? Oh, it's in the wrong place. We really do need that internal. It's not great. I don't love it, but more stuff will probably have to go in here over time. So we're subtracting the padding size. Let's try this again. Perfect. It's kind of Mac OS, old school Mac OS-y. So it keeps, well, it does keep like this is drawing over the content itself. You can do this scroll bars right here, and we're not going to do like the hide scroll bars kind of thing. I think we'll either always show them if it needs it. I don't know, some content, I guess it could be just drawn over anyway. I'll look at what the human interface guidelines say. More stuff is going to go internal over time. Probably all the correct stuff. Oh man, I can't even freaking include this. Oh wait, yeah, I can. No, I can't. Yeah, I can. WS doesn't need to include internal. That's the whole point. We don't want to publicize that. Sweet. All right, so improve the handle. All right. Let's just do maximize. We did this last night and removed it, so I think it's pretty straightforward. So the X, we want to move it. No, we want to move it rect.width. minus frame button size. I extracted this. I extracted this to a variable because for some reason you did this, that it's broken. But I think it's okay for now. All right. So let's worry about drawing it. Let's just keep going. Now we don't have enough, so we're not going to need an allocator, but we can just, for consistency, maximize. I don't know if we did this yesterday. All right. So let's copy this. We're not going to destroy it. What are we even going to do on maximize? The window is going to need something like is maximized. Should I just comment this? Is this vtable? Is that actually considered a vtable? Is that technically right? Is maximized. That's going to default to false because we're going to zero it out. I got multiple drinks as always. Sugar-free root beer. I don't even really like these, but it was in the fridge. We're going to need to track the original size too. What do you call that? I don't like that. It's like an inverse or something. Original? No. Previous? Previous rect? Unmaximized? Restore? Restorable? No. Let's just get the functionality in place. I'll just do it during commit. All right. No, we don't need that. And I think we actually are going to need an allocator, right? Because we're going to have to resize this thing. How do I get back to where I was? Yeah, I think we are going to need. Where did I just put? What is going? Come on. Oh, there it is. Yeah, we're going to have an allocator. I kind of like that because it's symmetrical with close too. All right. So what do we got to do? If you click it, but we're not. You're not always going to maximize. Should this be like toggle? Do we hate that? Is that gross? Oop. Maximize toggle. We don't care about that. We don't care about that. If we're not maximize, we want to maximize. Otherwise, restore. So if we're not maximized, that's when we want to. We just copy it. Can we just straight up? Yep. Then we're gonna store it. We're gonna set is maximized to true, and we're gonna resize the window, which we have. Window resize, and we need an allocator. What size? Do we have a server? Because we have the width and height, but we also have the desktop surface width and height. I wonder if it's ever going to matter. Or no, maybe the composited? Because the desktop's just actually the background, essentially. Let's do width, height. I mean, is this the inverse? This probably isn't necessary. Why not zero it out? Just to catch some weird invariants. You could check for X and Y too, but width and height are more important, I think. Oh, well, yeah, you know what? You might not want to zero that out before we resize, huh? We have to do this before. Because this is going to resize the rect. Hmm. Oh, also, we need to set the position. Right? Let's try without it, but we're going to need to, yeah, I think we're going to need to reset the position. So if it's down here, what? Load of value to, oh, window create. We're not zeroing that out. Yep, that was my concern. We need to set the X and Y. So you could server. This could be on the window itself, maybe instead of being on the server. This one modifies server state and closes the window, destroys the window, and calls that, which is kind of a higher level server thing. But is this? We do use server width and height, and I like that it's. I do like the mirroring or some symmetry of that. All right, so if it's not maximized, window x equals 0 and y equals, right? Does that work? Sick. Awesome. Love it. Let's do what we were going to do yesterday. And where's maximize? Just a sec, I'm going to sneeze. Wow, I caught that with a split second. I really wish I could get to pause faster somehow in OBS. Maybe there's like a global. I don't know. All right. Max. Correct. So we're going to draw that button, but then we're also going to draw. This might not be cool. We're going to do a third times two. I feel like it just looks too small. Is this rounding or something? I feel like everything's divisible by two. Eesh, Jesus. Wait, why did it? Did you notice how it pushed out the entire? That was weird. What? Max Rect. Watch this. It's just a bug, but why is this way over here? Why is the one that we already drew? That should be that. It should be unaffected. That's crazy. What? Why would we be affecting the max rec border unless it's doing these out of order for some reason? Like, is it optimizing like that? How is that possible? Am I? Is that overdrawing? Should make sure this is also. No, that's right. Also, that is centered. It just looks. Oh, I know why. It's because this is 14, but it includes that. And then this feels bigger because maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the middle point, maybe. And this is all white, or this includes this white and the border. All right, that's who cares. We're good. It's not overdrawn. I still don't know what that bug is. I'm gonna move on though, because we got maximize. I don't even. I'm pretty sure that's what that's called, but I'm gonna remove it because it'd be kind of embarrassing if it wasn't. What's the commit for the other one? Add close button. All right. You know what we need to do? We need to graphics. We're going to draw a button that's going to create new windows. This is going to make us simplify our current window or like our dummy app. We're going to need to like randomize some of it so they don't just, it's not just one window over itself. But surface draw. Composite. What's this function? Rect color. We don't have a menu bar or anything, so this can just be 0, 0, 100, 100. New win. Let's get rid of that. That was pointless. So we're going to draw that. And then on the hit. No. All right. I just screwed up. That's not a handle there. That is. Wait, that could be void. Because we need to be able to grab this later, is the whole point for our hit testing. All right. It's 40 minutes. I'm running out of time. But I think we can do this real quick. Had to pause for a sec, so I lost my train of thought. It's kind kind of a big function name. It's probably temporary. I just need to get it going, but I don't want to hard code it. So we're gonna loop through Windows and after. So those all returned. So then we can do if rect contains, do the function there. Oh, yeah, we just return the hit. We don't even have to do the code. There is no window. So you could do desktop. We could have desktop too, but we're gonna have these all need to be window frame, window resize, window close. New. I'm not even gonna do that. I also don't love these being in between the hit testing and this because I like seeing hit testing. We're adding stuff there and then we're typically having to jump right here. Those static functions should probably be moved. These are Windows specific. So I'm kind of glad I did those assert hit window on all those because those happened before. Hit when new, assert not hit window. This is going to blow up in multiple ways, but let's just. Are we even drawing the window yet? Or drawing the new button? Not what I wanted. No. Wait, what? Duplicate symbol. That's because for some reason I made this a header instead of a C file. So what we don't need state here. We don't need any of this. All we need is that, right? Is that 100? That's all right. Well, we're gonna fix that. We need to get some text here pretty soon. Just some basic bitmap. So one, let's make it 20. No, the width can be 50, 20. Let's make it blue. Let's make it fill. Okay, it's not hitting, and we got a bunch of leaks. Oh, it's allocating them. Wait a minute. Server. That's why. We weren't like handing them over. Okay. Just a second. Let the dog. All right. You might hear the dog panting. Server max. So we'll make this like dynamic in the future, but let's make it 10 for now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Why did it not? Why is it leaking? Why are you leaking? Because we are adding it. We're increasing the count. Also, I bet if you did variables, why am I not having to do that? Why am I not having to do that? Why am I leaking? More allocations. What if I just close? No allocations. If I create one extra, 4 allocations. All right. What if I create 2 extra? Still 4 allocations, the same amount of memory. That's interesting. And I can hear another dog crying because people left. So sorry about that. All right, I'm not actually going to care because I'll be reminded of that right away. Create a new window, but what we want to do is no X, Y. You know what's funny is call it a, not funny, but we're going to get rid of this pretty quick. Because I mentioned we didn't want to keep doing redraw every frame to test like how we control dirty rectangles or dirty windows, tell it to redraw so we're not constantly redrawing when nothing's changing. Right now we are changing every frame because we're oscillating. So we're going to stop that in a bit, but this is going to break here. Let's just put 100 by 150. That's the first one always. brand. What's my... What is it, 800 by 600? So let's do 700. Just gonna draw them random places, random colors. Okay, that's actually... What if I click close? That's okay. That's expected, I think. If I close the first one though, it's fine. Fine. It's because if I close one in the middle, it's that issue that I said before. We need to reorder. Um, I do have to quit right now. This is a bad time to quit. But what I might do, what time is it? What I might do is just, can I pause for that long? I've got a couple hours of enough to be gone. I might leave it right here. It might seem like I was never gone. Let me just see if I can pause this. Better. And we're back. And I forget what we were even doing. Let's run. I think that if we only had one, it's fine. But if we created a new one, if we could even create a bunch, it's the same for, okay, 12 allocations? Let's do the math again. 4 allocations remaining if we open an extra window. If we open 2, still 4 allocations. If we open 3, what? Eight allocations. 8 allocations is for 2 windows. Windows got a surface. Wait a minute. Do we just do anything with... All right. Let's just jump to 3. So it should be 4. Okay, well, count isn't being increased. I just want to print this as we're adding them because clearly something's happening. Okay, that's, oh, that's not bad. We're just going to start with one down here. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4. And if we close, that's weird. So that's the index. If the window count is 1, you have 2, right? So oh, is this a classic? Am I think I know what it is. Is it because we're modifying this doy? That's all. We were modifying the window count inside window close. Let's get rid of that. We can change this back. I don't know what. I think not much changed in here that we can just do this as a separate commit real quick. I don't know. Um, that's just a separate deal. Prefix that's can stay as a fix me. Now we got 10 windows. That makes sense. That's good. I got the button. I think this is all good for now. So what we need, this commit doesn't work actually because of this change. And honestly, since we're committing right now, it doesn't really matter. But I'm going to extend that last commit to make that commit will still work and be buildable. This will become dynamic too in the future. All right. Just skim that again. Did I leave anything out? No. All right. So okay. What happens if we close this one? Yeah. I think we're going to fix it the simple way first, which is to always bring it to the front. And we're going to kind of do it in a dumb way. We're just going to swap whatever's in the front with who we are, and then later we'll bring it to the front, then reorder everything else, or reorder everything and then pop that one on at the end. But I think the other way is easier at the beginning. I think we need to iterate backwards. Yeah, like this. If I'm not going to keep this, I'm just going to call it iter because that's more iterating. If window equals iter, then that's the one we want. We want to set window. That's the one we want. We want to set server windows equals we want to move the frontest one to that position. The frontest one, that's a cool word. The one that's most, that is in the front. And then we're going to set, we might not even need this iter variable. Is this what we want? Maybe this should be at the top. Like if you click in content, and then everything else is kind of frame. Content is mixed in here where all this is frame. Down here, I want to, if we hit, I want to bring it to the front. But what if we just do it regardless of what happens? Like, I don't want to do it if we hit the frame or if we hit close. Like, why don't we just always bring it to the front no matter what before we act on it? If hit window does not equal null, so if we actually hit something, JBS window, oh, server, window to front with server and window. I don't know, does this work? Okay, no, it does not. Oh, we didn't clear something. It's saying misaligned, but I think it's actually complaining. because this is our debug, which usually means we didn't zero out something. 148. Oh, this is because it's a null. Wait a minute. So imagine there was only two windows. So this would be one minus. Am I tripping here? Because if window, where's our plus plus window plus plus? The window count is one when there's one. This doesn't feel right. So there would be one minus one, zero. I equals zero. I is greater than or equal to zero. And then it would do, does window equals zero? And then it would subtract one, but it would be over. And this is coming in. We know that window matches. Oh, am I stupid? Did it just disappear? Okay. All right. Well, no, that's not right. Come on, Adam. I'm always complaining about being tired. There we go. Yeah, because yeah, this server count is invalid anyway, but since we're allowing 10, it's not dynamic. We it would still work because it's allocated already, like 0 through 9. But the count's always needs to be subtracted for the index, obviously, because the count's one higher than the index. Off by one errors again. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. All right, so let's open a bunch. The thing is, see the order there now? If I click this, see how whatever's in the very front gets pushed to the very back. So when I click this, this is going to go to the very back, even though this should just come in front of it. See? Yeah. But that's what we said was going to happen for now. If I close this, will these stay in the same order? No. Yeah, we got to fix that. But that is kind of nice. And this is going to be a menu bar. Oh, what if we don't allow, like, do we want to not allow movement when you're maximized? Do we want to be restrictive like that? I don't know. And also, if we treat this like a menu bar, we don't want to cover it up when we maximize. One last thing, let's just open a bunch of windows. Make sure we're still clean. All right. All right. Let me just think real quick. So bring to front. Do we want to do this the proper way? Is it really that much more complex? What we want to do is take the window that we want to do, maybe set the value it was, the placeholder in the array for it to null, loop through the count -1 or -2 even, and then put that one on top. Like, and actually, I think we'd have to go backwards. Let me think. So, because back to front, I'm running it. Yeah, let me think for a second. So if we find the window, we want to make everything on top of it. I think we want to go the other way. I'm just gonna, let's just put that to the side for now. And we're gonna go equals 0. I is less than server count. We don't need a -1. And then just I plus plus. Right? We can actually do this, do another loop, and then break out of it. So if it matches, so if we're starting at 0 and we go 1, 2, there's 4 windows, and we go 1, I is 1, so it's the second window. We want to move 2 back, 3 back, and put I there. So I is already where we want. 4, I is already good. still I is less than server window count. Is this dumb? What am I doing dumb? Is this? And we're moving to the next window. We don't even need to store the window because we have window still, right? So that's actually good. So then we're going to do server window I equals whatever was there, we want to set to the next one. All right. And then at the end, we want to set server windows. We need to set this here because we don't want to go too far here. I'll explain a little bit more, but this seems right. And then we're going to break out of this up here. Is this too brute force? There's probably some more elegant way to do this. I mean, you could just get the index and do this down below. But then you're looping again. This is just like continuing the loop. You could maybe do this in a while. Maybe it makes more sense. All right. Nothing's exploding. So what we want is if we click this, we want this one to stay on top of this. Okay, that's the behavior we're looking for. And if we close this one, what do we want to happen? No, if I close, this one, before it would have brought it to the front and sent this one to the back. If I close this, everything else should stay the same. Sick. Love that. There probably is a better way to do this. Cool. I like that. Have I implemented that before? I'm trying to think if I have a better project to look at to see if I implemented this a different way with help before. I've never implemented it, like just thinking it through myself. I wonder if there's a like pointer to a pointer trick, like there is for linked lists, like having a current, and then you can, yeah, there might be. I don't know. That's kind of cool. Which time we got? Hour 20. Is there anything like pressing that we should do before? I mean, it looks way better. I mean, this looks stupid, obviously. I kind of want to do the font. Dude, we got row windows. Kind of dope. We don't have alt tab. I wonder if, I don't know how that works. Can, since we're doing like window and window, can I not do alt tab because my like Mac is gonna swallow that event? You know what we're gonna do? Let's last thing. Let's just do something small, which is we want to make a comment. Let's just make that part of the previous commit. Um, what do I want to do? I want to on maximize. I want to not maximize over where that menu bar is going to be because that's going to pretty soon we'll have text. Like I'm going to change it to text, and we could have like frames per second up there probably. And I don't know if I'm going to do a top or bottom. I kind of want to go like the Mac look, the old like OS 9, like platinumish, but they I think they backported it to 7 and 8 where it's like the black and white version. I think it looks kind of, I mean, it looks similar to what we already have, but obviously theirs is much better. But real simple and maybe a menu bar up top. But we might, I don't know. I'm thinking between like window maker. I mean, we could go tiling window manager too. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I really don't know. Tiling window manager might be a pain to develop because it's keyboard driven typically. And if I can't do all these mod keys, like if my Mac is going to swallow all those events, it might be a pain to test. But all right, we need. I think it's in the server. Maximize. Yeah, this one. If it's not maximized, we're gonna do that. But the Y is gonna be. How big's that button? 50 across, 20 tall. So what if we go? What if we actually make it 15 and then make our gap 20? But that means we have to subtract from the total height because we're going to move it down 20 and then we want to shorten it 20. I mean, you can make it 20 and 20, but let's just look. It's dumb to get caught up on this stuff too much because it's temporary, but I find it difficult to move on sometimes, especially like when it's a fun project, tweaking stuff. I'm gonna leave it when it's I'm gonna leave it like that. I think that looks better, even though it's literally probably gonna go away next video. So this is the 20. Is there enums? Menu bar size. I'm gonna do that because I want a constant for this. I'm not gonna put it on the button because the button might change. The button isn't what we care about. That's something inside the menu bar. It just happens to be 20. It could be 10 and this menu bar could still be 20. So wait, what was it called? Already forgetting. Sick. Maxim. Change maximize to not cover menu bar. All right. That's it for now. Push it. All right. Well, that's an issue for a different video. Thanks. I'm probably going to do fonts or something next so we can have some text to build off of later.